we bought a tent, so we were all set up, and suddenly we heard noise. And I thought it was a snake or something, and I was checking, and turns out there were two mopeds coming here with 5 guys, one of them with a Kalashnikov, an AK-47, jumping off the moped, coming towards us and asking, "What are you doing here?" Buenos dias from Colombia. It's been a while. We've been here for 5 months now, and we traveled around a lot. It's indeed a really big country, and there's a lot to see. Actually, so much that we didn't really have much time to film, but today is a special day because we're going to
the most northern point of the continental South America.
That's right. Punta Gallina is the most northern point of the continent. There's more islands in the north, but obviously we cannot drive there. So we're on the way there, and people told us that it is impossible to get there. Only with a guide.
Only with a guide. You should do a tour.
Yeah, you should do a tour, but we're not really the tour kind of people. So we decided to see if we can do it ourselves.
Yeah, Google Maps says it's like 4.5 hours, but I assume it's at least double than that. And we've been
It probably
driving
is. Seeing the speed that we're that we're moving right now.
Yeah.
Here Paul is driving through a dried out river. You find lots of those here. And the mud is really, really hard. So we are cruising, and yeah, it seems like there is lots of places where indigenous families pull ropes across the road, so you need to stop. And we heard that before. It's because the land here belongs to indigenous people, and they want to have a small donation when you drive through. We were also recommended not to give them money because they seem to be connected, and once you start paying, they will all ask, and there is like 50 of them, so you just better don't start to pay them any money. What we did, we thought was a really great idea. We bought 30 Cheetos packs.
Chips or what is it?
Here.
Oh, you already have it. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Ese?
Gracias.
Gracias. ¿Es posible bajar? Se separar todos. Buenos días.
Gracias.
Ese. Ah, perfecto. Chao, chao.
Muchas gracias.
Chao. 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 Hasta luego.
That's nice. They're cute, huh? Not so much trash. But so far, the 30 packs of Cheetos and 12 small water bottles have been pretty good, no? Yeah, sometimes the streets can be quite bad. Go ahead. It seems like our path is not the path that most other overlanders are taking. It's maybe a little bit worse, the road, a little bit smaller, but maybe also less of those stations, rope stations, which is good. I don't think we can make this. Just
Maybe jump it.
jump it. Yeah. But on the other hand, instead of 4 hours that people told us it would take to get up there, it seems to be taking us more like 8 hours. We're using Google Maps and what's it called? Maps.me? Google Maps and Maps.me. And both of them are telling us different information. One says it takes 4 hours, the other says it takes 40 hours. Yeah. So we will see how far we'll get and if we'll make it there before sunset. Yeah, this area here is quite different from where we were staying the last 4 days, 3 days. We were in a cabana by the beach and it was beautiful. It was a kite surfing place, a kite surfing school owned by a Swiss lady and a Colombian guy. It's called Tavi Kitesurf Hostel, I think. It was really nice. It was cabanas right by the beach and lots of people there who were learning how to kite surf. It was beautiful. And from that hostel in Cabo de la Vela up to Punta Gallinas is supposed to take about 4 hours. But let's see.
Don't see them.
Yeah, I need to go closer. Little dude with his gun. Welcome to Punta Gallina.
Yeah.
So we made it to Punta Gallina. This is the most northern point.
That's right. We're here in. We made it. The second one of 4. So that was the point. That was the idea.
Right. Our goal is to go to all the 4 extreme points of continental South America. The one in Peru we've already done. I have purposefully not put a video up on it because it was not so nice.
Maybe not yet, but
Not yet.
by the time that comes out, you might have seen. Maybe we make a collage of all 4 points in one video.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, how was the driving?
Google Maps says it was 4.5 hours. We made it in 10, so it was a bit slow.
Yeah, but we did it.
We did it. Here's the water. That's the point. That's there's like a lighthouse over there. Maybe you want to check that out.
So we're really happy to see this place by daylight. Actually, we arrived here last night. Unfortunately, we just missed the sunset and we arrived when it was getting really, really dark and there's no street lights, nothing. So we decided to actually camp here on this exact spot. We bought a tent, so we were all set up and suddenly we heard noise. And I thought it was a snake or something and I was checking and turns out there were 2 mopeds coming here with 5 guys, one of them with a Kalashnikov, an AK-47, jumping off the moped, coming towards us and asking, "What are you doing here?" And we were like, we're turistas, we just want to camp here. They seemed to be nice, I think. It was just a little bit weird to see a 15-year-old dude with a big gun walking towards us. They said we're fine, we can stay here, but somehow we felt that it wasn't really a good idea because now that 5 dudes from the community knew that there were 2 gringos camping here, we decided to drive into the pueblo and find a hospedaje, accommodation for a night, which we did and it turned out nice. It was simple, but we really enjoyed it. And now finally it's the next morning and we're back here and can enjoy this nice view by daylight. And kudos to our car, 25 years old and still rocking it. It got
Nice.
us here safe. anywhere, not just here. We're really happy with our Toyota Prado.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been quite a blessing to have that car and work so well, especially after 25 years. It would be a classic in the United States, and I think
car.
we have we are quite fortunate to have that work so well.
Yeah. So next day we are on the way back from Punta Gallina back to where are we going?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. Back to a civilized place. It was quite exhausting. I think more for Paul than for me because he did all the driving.
It was 8 hours each way, right? Just off-roading all the time.
Right.
Basically.
And question is, was it worth it to do it alone without a guide, just the two of us with our own car? What do you
Well,
think?
the guide was definitely not necessary. I don't think we would have had any more better experience with a guide. Us driving there, I mean, we really just drove there because we thought we wanted to see the 4 outmost continental points of South America.
It was like a goal of ours.
Right,
I
so
think
we
a
already-
normal tourist or overlander wouldn't necessarily do that. Except
So-
our dear friend Marcus, who encouraged us and gave us the idea that it's possible to go to Punta Gallina with your own vehicle.
Right. So he did it with his own vehicle. He has a truck, a big one, and worked for him without a guide. And so we kind of thought that it should be possible for us too. Would I recommend it to other people? Well, there's boat tours you can do to get to that point, which is probably faster and maybe even a more convenient experience. But for us, it was really just about the idea of the 4 outmost points. So
Right. I think a good conclusion is if you like adventure, you should do it yourself.
yeah, if you want to overland, right, you could actually book an overlanding tour and go with other overlanders that maybe have a rooftop tent or a place to sleep. So that would be a fun adventure to do if you want to do that.
Yeah. So we did it ourselves, and I guess we're glad it's done.
Yeah, it's good. It was a good experience to have, but we're done now.
Right. And now we're driving off into the sunset. Woo!